So Vishani, tell us, it's been approximately 3 weeks since you've been relocated from the campus to another facility in Trinidad. Tell us about your experience and what has been happening so far.
All right, well, the UE has been closed to physical classes and physical operations for the most part for about a month now. It's been the 13th of March to now. During that time, we were told that as the regional students like myself, we were strongly advised to come back home. But for those of us, for varying reasons, who could not, we were basically just told to stay in our dorm rooms. So we were just staying there. We've had online classes. And then over the past 2 weeks, we were moved. They moved all of us who were spread across the various dorms into one dorm, which is the largest, which is 5 minutes off campus. So that's been the situation we've been in for the past 2 weeks.
And how are you dealing with the change? And do you have enough supplies? Are you being taken care of food-wise, money-wise? What's happening there?
Right. Well, as you can imagine, with anyone in this situation, it is mentally taxing. It is frustrating. The switch to online classes has been a change that has taken some getting used to, and I'm not fully adjusted to it as yet. But every day you just have to try to get it done, because I'm in a whole new country for the sole purpose of my academics, so I can't really let my academics suffer as much, even though I want to give myself a break, saying this is an unprecedented situation and whatnot. I personally cannot let my academics suffer, so that has been a bit taxing on me. Aside from that, as it relates to supplies, the UE administration, they've been very supportive. They organize trips to the grocery at least once a week, and they take us themselves. So they would organize shuttles and they would take us. In terms of money and otherwise, I'm okay. Our Guild of Students, earlier on when the lockdown first happened, they were able to secure some supplies for us. So we got crackers, we got Milo, we got coffee. And I believe that they're still in the process of procuring some more items for us. But in the interim, we're okay. I'm okay.
Okay, so I know you had, when Trinidad implemented their measures, you had booked a flight to come back home.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that, when you booked that flight and what happened after.
Okay, so I booked a flight. I can't remember the exact date off the top of my head right now, but I do remember that I was scheduled to come home Thursday, which the Thursday after everything kind of blew up, which Trinidad recorded its first case on the 13th of March. That was the Thursday the week before. And the Thursday the week after, I was scheduled to come home. However, the Tuesday before that Thursday, as I was finalizing my ticket, Guyana actually made the announcement that they would close their borders at midnight Wednesday, which was the day before I would get my flight to come home. And then, even if I wanted to change my flight from that Thursday to a Wednesday flight, I had already booked with Liat, and Liat canceled all of their flights. So I really had no choice but to stay.
What's the situation in Trinidad at the moment? What are some of the measures that they have announced, and how long are you expected to be in this situation?
Right, so Trinidad has more of I would say, a better enforced system of lockdown, in my opinion. They really aren't letting you go out, and it's really just essential personnel they're allowing to travel around. I have friends, who Trinidadian friends that is, who would like to bring food for me, come and offer some support stuff, and they can't. They just can't, because that's the situation that we're in. And personally, I don't mind. I think Trinidad is doing a very excellent job at controlling COVID-19 because of these measures that they have in place. And like I mentioned, when we need to go get our supplies, the system is such that UE works along with the government. So if we need to get supplies, we need them to organize everything, schedule a date, schedule transportation, liaison with all the relevant authorities, and then we get to go purchase our supplies, or we get to go out and whatnot.
Okay, So what is UE saying? Any idea as to how soon classes will resume, if at all, this month or next month?
Right. So in terms of physical classes, I don't have any idea when those will restart. I know schools in Trinidad were supposed to be open by next week, but that is no longer the case. In our case, we're comfortable for the most part with online classes, and they have announced that our final examinations will also be held online, but they've left the decision up to the respective faculties and deans to determine how exactly these examinations will be, whether it be a multiple choice or sort of a take-home assignment kind of something. They're still working those intricacies out, but it's definitely going to be an online something. So the end of the semester, which was supposed to end on May 15th, is now going to end sometime in mid-June. And during that time, we'll have our examinations, our final examinations online.
Are you the only Guyanese student who is stuck in Trinidad at UE at this point?
No, actually, here on the hall with me, there are 4 other Guyanese. And off hall, I would say there are about 5 other Guyanese.
Okay, and do you guys band together, pool your resources? Have you made any requests to the government here in Guyana to come back?
Okay, well, we have something called the GUYSAT, which is the Guyana Students Association in Trinidad and Tobago. And I do know that the GUYSAT president and the GUYSAT exec, so GUYSAT has been engaging with the High Commission here. They were in discussions about getting flights for persons who wanted to go back home. But I do believe, and this is just my belief, I do believe that most of the persons who are here are just going to stay until the end of the semester, because that seems to be the most pragmatic solution right now for us, keeping in mind financial constraints, our mental well-being and all of that. That seems to be the best thing to do right now. But yes, to answer your question directly, yes, GUYSAT has been engaging the High Commission in terms of flights and getting us back home.
And what advice would you give to your fellow students, fellow Guyanese who are stuck there with you during this crisis?
Right. Advice, I mean, I guess the only thing I can really say is just don't be too hard on yourself, because like I mentioned, this is definitely an unprecedented situation. There is no blueprint or no guideline as to how to get through this like correctly, I guess. So it's just don't be too hard on yourself, but also don't let your academics suffer, because we are here for the sole purpose, the students that is, we are here for the sole purpose of pursuing tertiary education. And I mean, it will probably be in our best interest to still try as much as reasonably possible to continue focusing on our academics, but still don't be too hard on yourself.
Well, thank you, Vishani, for speaking with us, and we hope that you continue to stay safe and wear a mask if you're going out.
No problem. Thank you.